Hi everybody, in this video our arm mechanisms and its properties are discussed. What are the perfect properties of our arms? In what respect design increases its utility? First of all, we have to investigate the types of junctions and their degrees of freedom. In figure A, the junction is hinged. We encounter such junctions in windows and doors. There is only one degree of freedom in such junctions. That is, one angle coordinate is sufficient to determine the motion. In figure B, the junction is an universal joint. There are 2 degrees of freedom in universal joints. Such joints are used in the drive shafts of vehicles to transmit torque from the engine to the wheels. A spherical joint is shown in figure C. 3 angular coordinates are needed to determine the motion, hence the junction has 3 degrees of freedom. Returning back to our arm mechanism, our wrist joint is similar to the universal joint, that is, there is 2 degrees of freedom. Our elbow and wrist are connected with 2 bones instead of a single one. The bones can rotate on top of each other. Why isn't there a single bone? Because in that case a rotation between the elbow and the wrist would be impossible, and we may not be able to use tools such as screwdrivers. In summary, in our shoulders we have 3 degrees of freedom due to spherical joints, have 1 degree of freedom in our elbows due to hinge joint, have 1 degree of freedom between elbows and wrists due to 2 bones rotating on each other, have 2 degrees of freedom in our wrists due to universal type joints. That makes a total of 7 degrees of freedom in our arm mechanism. An object moving in a space has 6 degrees of freedom, 3 spatial coordinates and 3 angular rotation coordinates among each axis. Why is then 7 degrees of freedom has been selected despite 6 degrees of freedom is sufficient? Industrial robot arms are designed with 6 degrees of freedom. 7 degrees of freedom makes our hand to reach a specific point by taking several routes. If there is an obstacle in one of the routes, we can use another route to reach the same point. For industrial robots, the functional area is restricted, usually without any obstacles, so they don't need an additional degree of freedom. Each additional degree of freedom introduces new control problems and reduces the strength of the arm. Now, why is our elbow located in the middle of our arms? If the upper arm is longer or shorter than the lower arm, there will be always an unreachable area. Perfect design requires junction at the middle so that the arm can reach all points. The hypothetical woman at the right hand side has a longer upper arm than lower arm, so she cannot drink from the cup. The man at the left has 2 elbows in one arm, which reduces the strength of his arms and which makes him harder to control them. Let's transfer the technology and respect the owner of the design. Come to explore the hidden treasures inserted in nature. If you want to watch similar videos, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel.